We play and call it work.
Hey everybody, Matthew here from MiniWarGaming.com, and I am excited to show you the next part of my Nurgle Tyranid army painted by WingSmoothPainting.com. This video is part of the Painting Partner Program, where painters can paint miniatures for us in exchange for advertising, so I just want to let you know that. I'll put a link in the video description to the first part, which was posted a couple months ago, where WingSmoothPainting actually did some of the painting for us as well. And so I wanted to show you the way that they ship their miniatures, and this isn't just to us, this is how they ship it to everybody. And then I want to show you the actual miniatures themselves. Now, the video is not going to be able to capture the quality of the miniatures, so I'm going to put pictures at the end of the video as well. So don't worry as I'm showing you with the camera that you're not getting all the details, because I will give you the links as well. And also check out WingSmoothPainting.com for your painting needs as well. They did a fantastic job with the first batch. I actually haven't really looked at this one yet. I've opened one of them and looked at it a bit, but I wanted to do most of the first time viewing on video for you. So the first thing to notice is that the way that they transport their miniatures. And it's a little more of an expensive way for them to transport it, but I really appreciate it because it's way easier to unpack. Transporting miniatures is hard, because typically you need to wrap them in bubble wrap and then some tape. So unpacking them can actually be quite a chore. But I noticed that last time with the Nurgle Nids that I really enjoyed opening them, because I just had to open these carrying cases. And they come in carrying cases that are specifically tailored for it. So let me show you what I mean by that. Let's open this one right here. You can see that we have each miniature in its own compartment. Now this one doesn't show it exactly because this is just a standard piece, but well, this is starting to show it. Since they had something else to transport, they made its own little compartment for it. And then if we continue to open this, actually I think this one is all, yeah, this one's all gaunts. So it's boring-er because it's just gaunts. But I needed to get a lot of gaunts done because no Tyranid army is complete without them. So then we have warriors and raveners, which I will show you close up in a moment. And I think this one will show more of the customization that they do. So you can see all the different pieces in there have their own little slots. And I've noticed this, it's shipped overseas from the Czech Republic, I believe is where they're located. And it makes it all the way here, and I remember the first batch there was no damage, and in this batch I think I found one little breakage, which is incredible for shipping miniatures. You always expect your miniatures to have some breakages when they're being shipped. It's just the hazard of the industry when you're working with all these components, but shipping it like this has definitely helped that. So I'm going to unpack this all and we'll take a look at it. Here is 4,000 points of Nurgle Tyranids. Yeah, I say 4,000 points, and that's just a rough estimate. It all depends on what upgrades they end up getting. Also, once I do feature them in a campaign, we're probably going to be doing lots of modifications to the rules and so points values. But if you're just looking at them as Tyranids with poison everywhere, then and regeneration on some of the stuff, then you're looking at about 4,000 points, give or take a few hundred points. And so this is the full thing. This is including the last batch that they did for us. Like I said, I'm going to be showing pictures at the end of this video, so don't worry that I'm going to do some close-ups right now, but it's just not going to do it justice. The pictures will do much better as they get a higher quality. So what we added this time was 3 more zoanthropes. I had 3 before, so I got a neurothrope and 2 more zoanthropes added. Another batch of Tyranid warriors. So I already had 1 batch, now I have another batch. And then we also added the harpy, which looks fantastic. We added the lictor, or probably use it as the death leaper, use his special rules. We added the raveners, and then we added all the gaunts. So what you're looking at here is 60 termagants and 60 hormagaunts. Because I needed that in order to be able to really use them in a narrative campaign, I have to have enough variety. 4,000 points is actually low for the number of points I like to have for a narrative campaign, because I like to have the ability to do narrative changes to them. But thankfully what will most likely happen is that there will be some other armies being featured as well that'll help to fill it out to higher points values. And the thing I love about what they did here is the most monotonous or tedious part of the job, which was doing 120 gaunts. They still managed to find a way to kind of make a lot of them unique. Like clearly there's some things that they did over and over again, which I would totally expect when you're doing 120. but they still went through and made an effort to have a lot of variety. For example, just little things like swapping Hormigaunt bodies for Termagant bodies, like you can see right there, that's a Hormigaunt body for a Termagant. Also other things like mixing in some Plague Bear heads. Oh, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. There we go. It's a Plague Bear head on that Termagant. Just things like that to make them look even more fantastic. Because when you look at it from a distance, it just looks like a bunch of tentacles and webs and stuff like that. But as you look closer, you get some really wacky things, like this guy's head on that warrior, how it's actually to the side, as if something grew in his neck and just kind of forced it to the side. Or when you look over at this Neurothrope, and just how twisted it's become. It's just so fantastically awesome. And they did a great job on the wings of the Harpy as well. Just kind of having it all blend into the color scheme that they have. And then the Raveners were really awesome. The one breakage that I found was one Ravener had broken off of his base, and I had to fix that. That's about the only repairs I had to do in the entire thing, which is awesome. So not yet. The next narrative campaign is not going to be the Nurgle Tyranid. We already have something else planned. So you're probably not going to see the Nurgle Tyranid campaign until later this year. But that doesn't mean I won't use them in battle reports. You'll probably see them in battle reports sooner than that. Just being used as Tyranids, of course, to keep it simple. Just awesome looking Tyranids. We've already been discussing exactly how they'll be able to work with Nurgle. And I've already got tons of suggestions. And actually, I've already worked out a lot of the story for the campaign too, at least the preliminary, because I can't know what the story will be until we actually start doing battle reports. So this is the whole army. I'm going to show pictures at the end here. Go check out WingSmoothPainting.com because they did a fantastic job, and I highly recommend them. And go ahead, click the links in the video description below. Enjoy the pictures, and happy wargaming.